Heavy rainfall and severe weather return to the continental U.S., starting with Florida, then to the central and southern U.S. In today's forecast, I'm going to go into some detail about where the threats are going to be in the next few days, as well as to go over the synoptic pattern associated with this. So, for my friends in Florida here, we have a little bit of a break in the heavy rainfall we've been going through the past couple days. Just a general onshore flow with showers and a few embedded thunderstorms, especially down into Fort Lauderdale area. And we also have a wind advisory and flood watch ongoing the next 48 hours where heavy rainfall is possible here. In addition to the rainfall, you have a wind advisory with sustained wind 20-30 mile per hour onshore flow, peak gusts 35 to 45. Likely some rip currents involved with this. And we'll expand to your interior sections late this afternoon and this afternoon, excuse me. Like I said, there is also a flood watch in effect here and into tomorrow, right? I think they're going to extend this. Additional 1 to 3 inches of rainfall expected, isolated accumulations of 4 to 5 here. And also we have surf 9 to 12 feet along the eastern shore here of Florida. So risk, like I said, rip current risk is very high here along the east coast of Florida next couple of days. So don't attempt to go out there. Turn around, don't drown, guys. So to start off, I wanted to show you this 850 millibar height and wind chart because it illustrates the onshore flow here in Florida that we're experiencing. You see the enhanced flow here. The surface flow looks to be right offshore. But we have this, you see these winds in the atmosphere stronger moving through the flow here, bringing a lot of moisture onshore here and heavy, high winds and rip currents and high surf. Okay. So that's starting at 3 a.m. You can see there's a surface low further up into northern Canada with the extension of that down into parts of the central U.S. where the severe weather potential is for today as well. There's no excessive rainfall outlook or heavy rain expected along the Florida coast today, but tomorrow we have the return to that at least as more persistent southwesterly flow picks up here, and we get some more enhancement along the east coast of Florida. Moving into the central U.S., it's a severe threat, and this is for today, Wednesday. We have a marginal risk here, generally from Dodge City, Kansas, towards just to the west of Topeka, Kansas, just to the west of Wichita as well. I don't have the specific cities in here because it's such a wide. I'm trying to figure out how the best way to present this to you guys, but let me know what you think about this. I appreciate that. And what we got going on, we got the marginal chance for high winds here in the same area. So 2% chance of winds exceeding 50 knots within 25 miles of a point, as well as a possibility of 1 inch hail using the same parameters within 25 miles of a point, marginal risk here. Moving back to the mid and upper level and lower level wind flow chart, we move back to 500 millibars with this mid-level flow. Gives us a good idea where short waves may be moving through. And we're in the central U.S. here, right? This is today, 12 p.m. around noontime. We got a pretty potent shortwave move through the northerly part of this flow regime, right? Over the north side of the Rockies, pretty much hugging the Canadian continental U.S. border here. So we have some height falls just to the east and southeast here, which may be contributing to some of the enhancement on the Florida peninsula today into tomorrow. Okay. It really just kind of stays there, right? Just a general troughiness. Anyway, we're back to the central U.S. here. You see right in and along this threat area where we have the severe threat, we see some ripples in the flow here around 7 p.m. So there's some enhancement here, maybe a subtle shortwave moving through in the overnight hours starting around 7 p.m. You see some height falls here right along the the Kansas-Colorado border, okay? But most of the forcing is further to the north, so we kind of have a glancing blow here. If you go a bit further down the atmosphere, we do have a little bit of an enhancement in a low-level jet overnight, like into the evening hours as the surface low shifts further to the north. And you see at 10 p.m., the low-level jet gets even cranking even more with some backing of the winds here, which may help with that as well, with some turning some supercell development here, coming off maybe the higher terrain here. So let's look at the future radar. And you can see here 3 p.m., 4 p.m. showers, maybe some storms forming along this line here, right in central Kansas where that threat area is. I'm not seeing a lot of convection. I mean, it's like forms 6, 7, 8, kind of dies out pretty quickly here, at least according to the NAM. Let's look at the HRRR real quick, which is another short range model. I'm not very bullish on this at all. I don't know, guys. You know, let's switch to one more short range model. Let's see. Even the more bullish Rufus model, which not a lot of people like to use, is not showing a heck of a lot here. All right, so we'll end with that. I'm not expecting a very big severe threat here, and that's probably why we have a marginal risk. I kind of wonder if they might get rid of this risk altogether. We'll have to see how that goes today. So as we move on into Thursday, I'm going to review the next 2 severe weather days. Next here, we have this 500 millibar. We're at the 500 millibar level, which is mid-levels of the atmosphere. Trough moving to the east, to the north, right, northerly flow. And you see this bowling ball spinning off the west coast of the U.S. here. All right, it's and maybe some height falls here right to the east of the Rockies, into Texas, parts of Oklahoma and Kansas here, and with the jet stream just to the north of this, pretty fast winds moving to the north, and with this trough moving to the east here. So let's move this through time, and then I'm going to detail a little bit more of the threats the next couple of days for Thursday. And as we move into Thursday night, we go up to 700 millibars, which is just a little bit lower, close to the surface than 500, right? What are we seeing here? We're seeing an enhancement in the low-level flow here, at least 700 millibars, right? Go 850. Same thing here. We have a deep southerly flow here, what looks like a disturbance moving through the central U.S. All right, so what does that mean as far as severe weather for Thursday? So we could see what the severe weather threat is for Thursday here in that same area I just talked about, or the enhancement, and maybe a little bit of a short wave moving through the flow. Generally, a severe weather marginal risk from Kirksville, let's see, Missouri, right, through Hastings, Nebraska, near Lincoln, Nebraska, parts of Kansas, the panhandle of Oklahoma, and parts of northwestern Texas, and a small part of, let's see here, eastern Colorado. Man, I'm struggling with the states today. All right, so here's your severe wind outlook for the same area. Not a real impactful event either tomorrow, but a marginal threat exists in the same area that had the marginal risk in general, right? So severe winds, 50 knots or so, within 25 miles of a point, are possible in this area tomorrow. The threat also involves severe hail, without the 1 inch diameter within the same area here. And just so you know, there's no tornado threat, less than 2% chance. I mean, there's still always a chance, right? But less than 2% probability, so they don't put it on the map here. Going into Friday, we now have a marginal risk along the Oklahoma, Kansas, and Missouri and Arkansas borders here, and parts of northern Texas. So, you know, we have a severe threat starting today all the way through at least Monday or Tuesday of next week, right? But as we know, the severe threat really ramps up in the coming days after this Saturday into the first part of next week. These events are relatively minor, all things considered, to what's going to be coming up next. So as we switch into Thursday, with Thursday's a very severe threat. This looks like an overnight event as well. Right? Maybe some storms forming on the higher terrain out here. And as they move eastward, some enhancement, maybe some rotating storms here. You can see the updraft velocity swaths here in parts of central Kansas, parts of northern, the Panhandle, Oklahoma, and general rainfall to the north here. All right. And maybe these storms move a little bit further east and north. You get some still rotating storms up here in the northern part of this in the overnight hours, 11 p.m. Some more storm may form on the higher terrain, but then you have some overrunning moisture up here to the north, not looking to be severe or as bad as what we start off with here. So definitely some more enhancement than Wednesday's event, at least according to the NAM. Let's look at the HRRR real quick, another short range model. It also shows some rotating storms up here. So we do have some agreement here, at least between the two models, although location of the cells is not important. It's just general trends here and what we see on the map. And as we move into Friday, let's see what we have here. See if this will go far enough. Friday, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 2 p.m. We don't have a lot going on here. So I'm going to have to switch to the NAM 12 kilometer for a little bit lower resolution outlook of the severe threat into Friday here. Going into Friday, showers and storms. We see some more enhancement to the east of the Rockies here. This is into Saturday, right? So let's go back to what the severe threat is, just as a reminder here. Right, so the severe threat is right along the Texas, Oklahoma, northern Texas, Oklahoma, parts of Missouri, parts of Arkansas here as well, and a good portion of Kansas. So let's go back to the radar. Since this isn't a real high resolution, I'm just going to pull the Supercell composite, which shows potential for supercells here. And this is maybe why they have this severe threat, marginal threat here. The radar doesn't really look that great. It's too low resolution. It's like 12 kilometer resolution, showing the possible threat for some supercells here, right along the Kansas-Oklahoma border, which is where our threat area is. So as far as the severe weather going into Saturday, I'm just going to review the outlook areas here. We generally have a slight risk from parts of down to the Texas-Mexico border here. Childress, Texas, up to the Panhandle of Oklahoma. Just basically most of western Texas, with the exception of the southwest Texas area here. The threat moves eastward into Sunday towards Wichita Falls, parts of central Oklahoma, and southern Kansas. Encompasses a large area and a lot of highly populated areas here. So very impactful event. All right, okay. And again, we have a severe threat into Monday. It's just a little bit further to the north. Dallas, Abilene, Fort Worth, Texas, parts of Oklahoma here, up towards, through Oklahoma, into parts of Kansas, Missouri, right? And just a little bit of just to the north of St. Louis, Springfield, Illinois here, just to the southeast of it. It's hard to get my bearings on this map here, but it's quite a large area here. Anyway, this is a better look at it for Monday, right? Just generally from Texas, Oklahoma, parts of Kansas, Missouri, into Iowa, parts of Wisconsin and Illinois. So a large area here, severe weather. It looks like there'll be a line of storms moving through here. This is only 25 miles of point, 15 to 29%. You go into Tuesday, man, I'll tell you, we still have a severe threat moving back to the south. Parts of Texas, Oklahoma, northwestern Louisiana, most of Arkansas here, Missouri, and a part of Illinois as well, and parts of Oklahoma, if I already say that. A lot going on this morning, and it's going to be a busy week and weekend and into next week. So stay safe out there, guys. I hope you all have a great day. Leave any comments or questions in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer them. I'll see you all tomorrow. God bless.